Jimi Hendrix licks nobody can play. What comes to mind? Is it the solo of Manic Depression? Is it the sonic bliss that is the rhythm sound of All Along the Watchtower? Is it the eerie vibe of Machine Gun? Is it the sultry fuzz of the Purple Haze solo? It seems no matter what we do, we can never catch the master. But will we try?
You will try.
I have here the Jimi Hendrix expansion pack, a brand new plugin from the good people at Positive Grid. They're sponsoring this video. They sent over this pack to me in order for me to chase the tone of the greatest guitarist of all time. And while I won't be able to play these Jimi Hendrix licks, I will be able to play these Jimi Hendrix licks. And while I won't be able to play these Jimi Hendrix licks, I will be able to play these Jimi Hendrix licks. Did that make sense? It will in time. Let's move forward with the first guitar tone. This is a Marshall style. Obviously, Marshall is synonymous with Hendrix. He used a lot of different Marshalls, but in particular, a Super Lead 100, something along those lines is gonna get you a pretty great foundation to begin with. Sounds like this. Do you have to end every single Jimi Hendrix demonstration on the Jimi Hendrix chord? Probably. It's an absolutely wonderful Purple Haze sound. I think for the rhythm side of things, it has just the right amount of high end in the low end and low end in the high end. I look at the little EQ elements of each particular sound regarding the pickups. So a neck sound, you got that throaty, kind of punchy, bassy sound, and the way that high end interacts is what gives a tone clarity. So if I have my treble setting, rhythm sound. Now, thinking of Purple Haze as our kind of inspiration for what we're going for in this first batch of licks, the lead sound is just an enigma. Nobody really knows what the hell was going on in that studio. All we know is it was a psychedelic, blissful moment in guitar history, and it did involve a little bit of an Octavia with an octave up effect. That's just playing itself, honestly. But as we've noted, while I may not have the skill in my fingers, I do have this sound in a box. Without further ado, here is me not being able to play Jimi Hendrix licks, but giving it my best shot. Now moving forward, Jimi Hendrix was not only a master of the fuzz and the overdriven sounds, but also a maestro of clean. This is probably the closest I've heard to this sound. That's right there, man. Biggest thing when you're talking about Jimi Hendrix clean guitar sounds is the nuance and the delicate nature with which he executes these different chord changes. While I mentioned the theme of this video, that I cannot play Jimi Hendrix licks. I will do my best to outline what makes his clean guitar playing so special. You see, Hendrix played the guitar like a piano. He didn't necessarily play a chord progression like this. No, he would do something closer to this. These are triads. We've gone over triads ad nauseum on this channel over the years, but there's a reason for that. They are so useful and so expressive, and it leads me to believe this is where this voicing came from. Obviously, you recognize that from Castles Made of Sand. You would think maybe Hendrix was familiar with this major triad shape. And maybe one day his pinky found its way over here. Maybe another time this major third lifted off, and he realized he could move this shape around, just like you can move a root position triad around, and really any chord you can kind of move and repurpose, but this voicing in particular has so many different uses regarding open strings. So we have this kind of fifth sound. So that may be the inspiration for where I go with this next composition, but we're gonna have another clean tone accompanying this otherwise very muted Little Wing sound, and it's going to involve what the crew have come up with regarding an echoplex sound. The key to a good echoplex sound, or really tape echo sound, is not necessarily hearing the delay tails in a way where you could really nail down, oh, that's a dotted eighth, or something like that. Of course, the rhythm you could identify, but what I mean is you want the delay sound to kind of meld into the background. You don't want everything perfectly repeated. It kind of has to warble away off into the ether. Wonderful compliment, I think, to the very dry, clean tone, and I can't play it. I can't play Little Wing. I can't play that beautiful Hendrixy thing, but I can try. Now as we move forward here, you'll notice I've changed guitars. Let's say you don't have a Strat. Obviously the Strat was a huge part of Jimi Hendrix's aesthetic. Jimi Hendrix's aesthetic. Let's say you have a polar opposite of a Strat. Big old hollow body with humbuckers. Not Hendrixy at all. But wait, there may be a solution contained within the Bias Effects platform. Guitar match? Guitar match, that's what it's called. Play a little bit and it matches the pickups, and now we can get moving on changing this thing. So what it does is go through and match the tone of the pickup and the output of the pickup, so that way it can manipulate that signal. So when it's asking me to play in these different areas of the guitar neck, it's measuring the sonic characteristics as well as the actual output and a variety of other scientific things that you and I don't understand. So now I can turn this guitar into a Strat, apparently. Let's see what happens. That's pretty amazing. Again, I keep reviewing gear that makes me not have to have so many guitars. It's a problem. And this is a great rhythm sound. This really reminds me of some of my favorite Hendrix rhythm sounds that are not exactly overdriven, but extremely powerful. So I'm gonna take that inspiration from All Along the Watchtower, containing licks that I just cannot play, and adapt something to it. So this is our rhythm sound that we're gonna go with. And I'm going to add in a chord because, you know, I can't play that chord progression. I can't do it, but I can add a chord. I think an F sharp minor in this C sharp minor tonality would really make for a nice turnaround and give us a nice palette to potentially try and get close to a lead with a little tricky inside the Watchtower preset name. Let's see where we are just straight out of the box. This is great. Not a lot of people realize that this All Along the Watchtower lead guitar tone is actually drenched in fuzz and gain, but it's just so velvety and bassy, but in the best way. But again, that high end within the bass that allows for the sultry richness of a neck pickup to bloom while also keeping it under control, keeping the chaos manageable. In the vein of exploration, let's put a little bit of ambiance panned left and right. And when I think ambiance, I think of the machine gun sound of Hendrix's kind of vibe-centric phase. Not only the lead kind of national anthem sound, but also a very mysterious kind of unearthly sound. An alien sound. Found this preset at the very bottom of the bias effects. That's pretty cool, but think about it in the chordal context, just some nice texture. Let's see what we can, I cannot play the All Along the Watchtower licks, but I can try. So there you have it. 5 Hendrix licks nobody can play, maybe even more than that, who knows. All these guitar tones are courtesy of Bias Effects Jimi Hendrix expansion pack. If you dug the tones, check out the link in the description, grab them for yourself. While I can't play Jimi Hendrix, I can try. Until next time, keep shredding.